these more interesting recipes that you can try at home. And if it's your first time, you could also be able to witness how Thermomix is able to cook for us every day. Okay, so let me share the flip chart with you. You can see here. Okay, and when for some of you, it may be your first Thermomix experience, right? Can I have a show of hands in the chat room for those who is their first time, who doesn't own a Thermomix yet? Here for the first time. Can you put one or yes, first time in the chat room? Right, welcome Aliani. To see your response here, the usual Paris, Asia. Warm welcome to all of you here this morning. Okay. All right, so I started the journey just like you. I was also observing how the Thermomix works, and that was for me. It was like a good 10 years ago, right? And I never looked back since. Okay, I started to use it. I never ever looked back since. And I hope you will be able to find a wonderful helper in the kitchen as well. Okay. All right, let me close the door so it's. Okay. So as you can see here, to a lot of us now, I think we probably all will agree that cooking at home is very important. Yeah. And when you do cook at home, there are different things that you might be looking at. For example, that's important to you, like money savings. Yes. I mean, if we can create restaurant quality food in the comfort of our home easily, that would definitely help us to save a lot, and that would be something that we want as well, right? And the next thing is reliably easy recipe. When we cook, we want easy recipes that we can get on. We can easily recreate them at home at any time, or our loved ones, and that would be great. And then
Ping, we can't hear or see you anymore.
Ping, your video is off.
Is it back in now? Is it back now, right? I also think that we look at healthy in the sense that ingredients that we use are of the best for our loved ones. Like we can choose the best cut of meat. We look for vegetables. Some of us, we would rather invest also in organic vegetables, so we are free from pesticides and whatnot. The other part of healthy eating that we look at now, very importantly, is of course hygiene and safety, right? So if we do cook at home, of course we can control all because all these are in our hands. It's on the shelf. Okay, so then the other thing is creative cooking, something that we constantly have our headache on, like thinking about what to eat and what to cook. And for Thermomix, the wonderful news is it comes with 67,000 recipes. Once you start to use it, you're able to access all these recipes, and they range from a various variety of countries. Like if you want Western food, you can go for Italian, you can go for French, German, American, they're all there for you to choose. And then we also have the Asian choices. China, Japan, Korean, Vietnam, Thai, Malaysia, Singapore. There's lots and lots of recipes for you to explore, right? And you will never be able to run out of ideas for a lifetime. Okay? And then the other thing is time saving. Of course, now it's super duper important. Time saving is very important for even young children now. I know, let alone adult like us who has to handle the household, kids working, kids schooling at home, and adults working at home. Okay, so Thermomix is gonna really give you a lot of wonderful help and time saving at home. All right, so Thermomix, who are we? We are from a German company, 130 years of presence, and we have existence in more than 86 countries worldwide now. And this is the number of awards that we have won and accumulated over the number of years. Okay, so we are very well established. We want you to know that because we want you to be assured of the after-sales service support once you start becoming a user. And the other thing is, I'd like to share with you, the Thermomix has actually been around since year, if you look at it, is 1960s, you can see here. So the product itself has also been around for a very long time. And it has evolved, as you can see, through many rounds of add-ons to where it is today. Right? So, and till now, Thermomix is still the best. So, number one, all-in-one kitchen machine. And every 23 seconds, household like you will start to look into a helper, a Thermomix helper, okay, for themselves. Right? So, what is the Thermomix? What is the Thermomix? This is what it is. Okay, so I will show you the actual physical product itself, right? So essentially, this is the Thermomix. The top here, which I place on top, the accessory here, this is the Aroma. Okay, so the Aroma is 3.3 liter in size. It comes in 2 layers, okay, and a cover. Okay, so the 2 layers, the top being the Aroma tray, the bottom being the Aroma dish. So meaning you could actually steam 2 layers of food together at one time. All right. So I can place, for example, a piece of meat here or fish here, and the top I could also steam some vegetables. Now, if you happen to want to have bigger size room for, like, for example, steaming a whole chicken, you can do that as well, removing the Aroma tray, and you have a room size of 3.3 liter, which can fit the whole chicken. Okay. And then over here is the lid, which also comes with the empty cup. All right, so this is measuring cup. Why is it called measuring cup? Because we have measurements for your convenience as well. Within the cup, when you receive your Thermomix, you'll be able to see, hey, there's a 50 ml mark and there's a 100 ml mark. Okay, the purpose of the measuring cup, apart from measuring, it is actually for you to cover the lid when you're blending, cooking. You sit on top of the Thermomix bowl, right? Now, the best part about Thermomix bowl is that it is stainless steel. And probably stainless steel. Here you could see a blade. Okay, so it comes with a blade, one single blade for all functions. All right, it is also stainless steel. The best part, it is that the blade can be removed and you could actually wash it thoroughly all the way to the bottom. Okay, so that's why, you could see that one Thermomix does it all. One blade does all, one Thermomix does all. Okay, once we fix that the blade, the most important thing is the technology that comes with the Thermomix. Okay, so you can see there's a handle here. You would be able to observe that when we cook with the Thermomix, right before the machine starts to move, it will self-lock. And later on, you will see that. And on top of that, the Thermomix motor is a very unique motor. It is already patented. It is what we call the frictionless motor. Right? Meaning you can continue to blend because it's frictionless. It doesn't generate heat. So you do not have worry about motor getting overheated, motor getting burned. Okay, so that's really, really a top-notch technology that is built in to your Thermomix. A lot of people, of course, are attracted to also the wonderful touchscreen. Very sizable for you to maneuver around the different functions. And also we could see here, this is actually your main screen. Okay, main screen, can you see there are 3 circles? The first being the time, second circle, it is the temperature, the third circle, it is the speed. All right, so when you cook, all you need is 3 things. How long you want to cook, at what temperature, at what heat you want to cook it at, and the third, it is what kind of speed you like to stir it at. Okay, so time, temperature, speed. The other part, when you talk about different modes, okay, these are all the different modes and different functions. At the moment, there are 20 over functions. and it's still adding on. We will also share the details of that later. And on the other side, if I scroll it, because the TM6 comes with also a built-in Wi-Fi, you can also now be able to go online, searching for your recipes, and you can from here access to the 60,000 recipes that I was sharing about earlier. Okay, so roughly this is what it is, and we're going to show you how it works. All right, so we have 3 options for everyone to own the Thermomix. First being the 7188, we still have the 200 ringgit voucher, which means you can get your Thermomix now at 6988. Okay, 6988 is the current price with the 200 ringgit voucher that is still ongoing. The second option, of course, is the financing plan that you can go for, and it's interest free. So up to 24 months option, thereby you only need to pay 9 ringgit a day for the Thermomix. Okay, so that is a very good option, which enables a lot of households able to own a Thermomix. The third is joining us for free. It means that once you start to use the Thermomix and you saw today, hey, Big Ping did a wonderful job today, and I love what she's doing, sharing. Olivia, Sunita, Esri, hey, I would like to do some sharing like them, and I think I would enjoy this kind of career. You can actually look for us, and we will be able to explain to you the career option behind that. When you embark on the Thermomix career, you can actually earn a free Thermomix. Okay, so for your demo purpose, all right? So whoever who invited you here, if you're keen, go to them and explore this, right? Okay, one Thermomix does it all. Seriously, actually what it means is just like your smartphone. All right, so the Thermomix, it's your smart kitchen. All right, I'm sure all of you have accumulated all this. I myself did have all this as well. Now the thing is that when we have all the single function appliances, do we use them every day? We don't, right? For example, if you make cake, you will have a cake mixer, you will have a weighing scale, and then you might also have a steamer. You might also have a blender. Okay, some even 2 blenders like myself, one for fruits, and then one for my chili, my sambal, right? And if you like to make bread, you also have a bread. Do you use all these 6, 7 functions, 6, 7 appliances at home? We hardly. Why? Because they are single function. So we only take them out when we need it. When we don't need it, what do? We shelf back into the shelves. And the other thing is cleaning is a big hassle. So after a while, you realize that all the single appliances hardly get used. Some of them even become a white element. Now that is not the case. That will not be the same for the Thermomix. Why? Because this is all in one, just like your smartphone. Okay, before smartphone was invented, we carry camera, we want to take a photo, you want to listen to music, you bring your CD, your Walkman. After Walkman, the nearest to the phone, it was then the iPod, right? We had all those. Now all those were now replaced by your smartphone. It's so easy and it's so convenient. So the Thermomix does the same thing. You would then have a wonderful clean kitchen, and it will be something you will never ever get to keep. Okay? So this is what it is. A perfect kitchen partner for everyone, whether you are cooking for one person, it is wonderful. You can adjust the portion to just one person portion. Okay, you can cook half cup of rice. And if you're starting a family, it is really great because you don't need to invest in so many things. You just start with one wonderful product that lasts for a long, long time and serve the purpose as well when the family grows. When the family grows, when the children, looking at multiple things. First, baby food, right? When your baby becomes a baby food processor. After babies has grown up, they become, infant, children, you want cakes, cookies, quality, homemade ice cream, breads, buns. It can all be created by the Thermomix. So it expands with the family. And for those who are in the olden years, it is great because then you don't need to be spending hours standing in the kitchen, and you can still cook a healthy meal and eat well and control a great healthy diet. All right, so we are going to start now with a wonderful recipe. So the first would be Sunita, Esri. Yeah, so Esri is there. She is ready to share a wonderful recipe with you. I will now pass the screen to Esri, and now the cooking is going to start. Okay, so please, have your eyes on Ezrin. Okay.
Ezrin, no sound.
Can't hear you, Ezrin.
On mute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, all right. Hold on. Okay. Okay, hi everyone, sorry about that. My name is Ezrin. So today I will be making spring onion bao or bao. Okay, so this recipe is in our cookie dough. Okay, so what you have to do when you get your Thermomix, this recipe is already built in. So don't worry, it's very easy to find. So you go to my recipe and then go to save collections. Then you go to our favorites. So when you get your Thermomix, you will have two collections that is already built into your machine. One is the basic cookbook. Okay, so whatever is in the white basic cookbook that you get is also digitalized. And the other one is called our favorites. Okay, so our favorites has recipes like our favorite, our famous lemonade. Okay, we have our oil-free honey chicken wings. And inside here is the bao recipe. Okay, so it's called quick steam buns, man bao. Okay, so if you scroll down, you can see the difficulty, the prep time, and all the ingredients, and also all the preparation. Okay, and if you care about nutrition, they also write it there, the carbs, the protein, and always read the tips as well. Okay, it's very useful. Okay, so this information here that you see, you will get the same information if you open it from your laptop, from your iPad, or your phone. Okay, so it will sync all the information. Let's say you save something from your phone, it will sync into your machine as well once it has Wi-Fi connection. Okay, so all you have to do is just press start cooking, and then right away you can see the scale comes on. Okay, so this is considered as guided cooking because it will guide you step by step. Okay, especially very useful for people who don't know how to cook, or we encourage you to use guided cooking when you first start using your Thermomix, so you get used to the function. Okay, so now it's asking for 130 grams of water. Okay, so you just press stir if the measuring scale changes. Okay, 130. Then you just have to press next, and then 20 grams of sugar. Okay, so the sugar, if when you do this, the water level is actually below the blade. So just make sure you pour the sugar at the side so it goes into the water, okay? So it doesn't accumulate on the blade. Okay. Then press next, 1 teaspoon of dried yeast. Okay, so same thing, just pour at the side of the bowl into the water. And next, 20 grams of olive oil or veggie oil. So it's very useful. So it's very useful and time saving because you don't have to weigh on the side. I did that so that we can do this faster. But if you at home, just take your tepung, your oil, you just pour as you go. Okay, so you don't have to weigh on the side. Okay, so insert measuring cup means make sure the measuring cup is closed. Just press next. And okay, here they already set the time 1 minute. Temperature is 37, and all you have to do is turn speed selector to speed 2. And they've also highlighted this area, so you just have to turn until number 2. Okay, so easy, right? So guided cooking, they will set the time for you, they will set the temperature if there's any, and all you have to do is turn to the speed that they require you to. Okay, so what it's doing now is actually activating the yeast. Okay, we have this temperature 37 degrees, which is perfect for activating dried yeast. Okay, so zaman dulu what they do is they put outside, they agak-agak, like today it's really hot, right? So you don't know whether you are killing the yeast or it's the right temperature. So with Thermomix at 37 is perfect. So if I make this, my husband makes this, my kid makes this, it will activate the yeast, okay, because we have this perfect temperature, which is 37 degrees. Okay, so you don't have to worry. And the yeast, I recommend you using Moripan, this brand Moripan, it's really good. And once you have an open packet, just make sure you keep it in the freezer. Okay, don't leave it out sitting in the room temperature. It might go bad, or you might accidentally activate it when it's too warm. Okay, so when you hear the sound, means it's ready. Okay, so now it's telling you to put 250 grams of pao flour. Okay, so just press the tab button to zero rise. Okay, so here I have pao flour from Bake with Yan, that's my favorite. You can also get blue key pao flour, okay, at most supermarkets. Okay, so press next. It says 1 pinch of salt. Next, insert measuring cup. And all you have to do is just turn to start. So if you see here, the time is only 2 minutes, okay? So if you've never baked or you've never made anything from scratch, if you want to make your own dough, it takes roughly 15 minutes. If you're really good, maybe 15 minutes, up to even half an hour. Especially if you have no clue, right? So you don't know what kind of consistency that you're supposed to get. So it can be quite tiring as well, and you cannot on the aircon, you cannot on the fan because you have flour around you and you will be sweating. Okay, so with Thermomix, you don't have to worry. It takes just 2 minutes. Most recipes 2 to 5 minutes. And you can just leave it in there to do its job. Okay, so what it's doing now is the blade is going 5 times clockwise and 1 time anti-clockwise. So it's imitating the real movement of hand kneading. Okay, so if you're curious, you can actually open it. Okay, so now at 1 minute, I will be adding 1 tablespoon of spring onions. Okay, a mixture of salt and white pepper. Making plain bread and you want to add your dried fruits like cranberries, or you want to put raisins, or you want to put nuts, same thing. Okay, the last 1 minute of the kneading, you can add all those ingredients. So don't add too fast, it might be okay, so 1 minute is just nice. Okay, so what else can you need? You want to make your own bread, of course, your own pasta. Have you tried making your own pasta before? And make your own fish ball, meatball, because once outside there is full of preservatives and you don't know how clean the machine is. Okay, so try and make yourself. It takes 5 minutes of kneading. It's very easy. And you know that there's no preservatives, you control all the flavor, it's all, you can buy organic ingredients even if you like, okay? So that's done, just 2 minutes. Okay, so now it says transfer to mat. Okay. So this is our thermomat. If you are interested to get one, you can ask your advisor, okay? It's very high quality. Okay, it retails at 190. It's very good because it can even go into the oven. Okay, it can replace your baking sheet. Okay, it can withstand 230 degrees. Okay, so here is our, see? So there's 2 ways to remove this from your bowl. Either you can twist this until it falls, or you can open the base, okay, and let the mixing knife drop with the dough. So you see here, it's quite clean, all right? So carefully just remove the dough from the blade, okay? It's sharp, so just be careful. So now we want to make this into a rectangular shape. Okay, it's very soft and nice. Okay, this dough. You have to try this recipe, okay? Because before this, I mean, a lot of people, they've never done their own pao before, right? So if you check the Pao expiry date in the supermarket, all those frozen Paos, okay, it can last you even up to 18 months. So you can imagine how much preservative is in your food, right? So try and make your own one. It takes 2 minutes to knead, okay? It's very easy. So we just want to make this into shape. So if you want to make our cinnamon roll, it's the same thing. You have to make it into a rectangular shape as well, like this. Our cinnamon roll recipe is a hit, okay? Everyone who gets their Thermomix, usually they want to try that recipe. It's really good. I know a lot of people who even sell it, okay? It's that good. Okay, so we want to make it as thin as around 2 millimeters, okay? Not too thick, because we are going to layer it, okay? We're going to put one on top of each other. Okay, if you want to make your focaccia pizza, same thing. Okay, you can make it into a rectangular shape like this as well. Pizza is very easy, just 2 minutes of kneading as well. My son loves the Thermomix pizza. It's really nice because you can get your kids involved. Okay, you can get them to put in the ingredients. So get them involved, and because they are involved, usually they will eat the food. Okay, because kids are not easy, right? They're very cerebral, don't want to eat this, don't want to eat that. So try and get them involved in the food making process. And it's safe to use Thermomix. They can just sit there and help you put in the ingredients. There's no fire, and the motor won't start until you close the lid. Okay, so it's very safe. Okay, so roughly this is what we want. Okay, so if you like more spring onions, put more here. So you want to get maybe about 30 cm by 30 as well. Okay, 30 by 30. If you want, you can add more. Then what you do is, you're going to divide this into 3. Okay, so just fold the first 1/3 of it to the middle. And press it down to remove all the air. Okay, and fold the other 1/3 to the middle. Same thing, press down. And then now we are going to half this. And then we're going to make 7, okay? Around 1.5 to 2 centimeter width. Okay, so 7. So later on, I'll be making a soup that I can eat with this, okay? I have 7 here as well. Okay, so now you're gonna take one and then put the other one on top. Okay, and then you take your this chopstick, just press it down like that. Now I'm going to, okay, I get my Aroma. So this is Aroma. So I've already oiled it, okay, the top and the bottom. So the dish and the tray I've already oiled. Or if you want, you can put baking sheet. Okay, so just pull it slightly and then you just twist. Twist, and then you connect it. Okay, so it looks like that. You see? Simple, right? But it's really cute. Okay, so you do the same thing for the other, all the rest. Okay, so just put your chopstick in the middle. Pull it, twist. So there are actually a few ways to, if you want to make into beautiful shapes, okay, but this is one of it. So you put it maybe like not too close together, because it's gonna rise, okay, it's gonna expand. Okay, so while I do this, I will pass the spotlight to Sunita, okay, to show you her drink, all right, and then I'll come back and see you later to make the soup. All right, thank you. Oh yeah, we're going to proof this for 20 minutes, okay? We're going to proof this for 20 minutes and then we'll come back later.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me loud and clear? Glad to see all of you here today. So today I'm going to show you how to make use of, those of you who celebrated Chinese New Year, you may have lots of Mandarin oranges still left over. So we're going to make a really nice drink using those Mandarin oranges, all right? So I'm going to use this recipe from Cookie Dough. Cookie Dough is actually the Thermomix recipe platform, and we have over 66,000 recipes available on Cookie Dough. Whatever type of dish you want to cook, and if you want to explore even French, German, Spanish cooking, just go into Cookie Dough and search for a particular recipe that you want. Okay, so when you get your Thermomix, it's automatically with Cookie Dough on it, all right? So we're going to do a fast and fresh juice. So I have already saved the recipe from Cookie Dough into my week. So I can just find it quickly, pull the recipe up. Okay, and say start cooking. All right. So the Thermomix, as Ezrin mentioned, has a built-in weighing scale. So it's super easy to just weigh all your ingredients in. All right. So we're going to weigh in 6 Mandarin oranges, approximately 415 grams. So I've already prepped the oranges in segments. Okay. And then next, 2 oranges, also peeled and weighed. Next, 1 lemon, peeled and weighed. And next, 100 grams of sugar. Some ice cubes. And now it says to insert the lid. Okay, so we put the lid in, we go next, and it is set for 1 minute at speed 5. So the Thermomix also has something called a turbo mode. With the turbo mode, you can actually crush your rock sugar, and you can even use it with your regular sugar to make icing sugar. So you don't have to buy icing sugar when you need just a little bit for any particular recipe. So use our built-in turbo mode for that as well. Okay. So it says with measuring cup still inserted. Next, turn speed selected to speed 10. So after the first round, it's just juice. All right. So now we're going to turn it to speed 10. Ready?
Sorry, we can't hear you. Your voice is very faint.
Okay, done. So it's a really, really thick, pure juice. All right. So we're going to add in 500 grams of water. So I have already pre-measured, but if you don't, when you're using your Thermomix at home, you can just weigh it directly in. Next, let's insert measuring cup. Next, and now it's just going to do 5 seconds on speed 2. And your beautiful orange, Mandarin orange and orange juice is done. So here, we will use the simmering basket that comes with your Thermomix as a strainer. So this is very useful for using as a strainer, even when you make your lemonade, etc. Right, so we just put it in, lift it out, and then we pour our juice. Really, really rich and creamy orange, Mandarin orange and orange juice. So how easy was that to make? Cheers, everyone. I'm going to hand it off to Olivia now.
Hello everyone, good morning, I'm Olivia. I'd like to wish our dear customers a happy Chinese New Year, wishing you the best of health and a prosperous New Year. Okay, so today I'd like to share with you a recipe which is called Braised Chicken with mushrooms. Okay, so I'd like to introduce you to the ingredients. Okay, so I have here some Chinese mushrooms which is soaked. So you soak it till it's soft. And the remaining water, you will need 50 grams of the water. Okay, so do not discard the water after you have soaked the mushrooms. Okay, and you also need garlic and few slices of ginger. Okay, sesame oil. And also here I have chicken, which is already marinated with oyster sauce, dark soy sauce. Okay, and I like to use a BPA-free Ziploc bag to marinate. Why? Because you can evenly marinate the chicken, unlike when you put it in a bowl, some parts of the chicken is not marinated well. Okay, so I always use a Ziploc bag. Okay, make sure it's BPA-free. Okay, and why today I'm sharing with you this recipe, because this recipe is very easy to prepare, and for those of you who are busy, you know, when you're off to work, what you need to do is pre-marinate the chicken and then put it in your fridge. And once you come back from work, you can just quickly cook this in just about 15 minutes, okay, which is very fast. Okay, so pre-marinate it. Okay, so of course, the longer you marinate, the more intense the flavor of the chicken. Okay, so first, this recipe is from Cookie Do, our recipe sharing platform. Okay, so here I'm going to start cooking. And as you can see on the screen, it says to marinate, which I've already done. So you pre-weigh the chicken, the oyster sauce, the dark soy sauce, and you marinate for at least 1 to 2 hours. Okay. And then next, I'm going to place in the garlic. Okay. Tap next. Then I have some fresh slices of ginger. Okay. Next, okay, it says to insert the measuring cup and the lid. Okay. So what it's doing now is it's going to blend the raw ingredients, okay, the garlic and the ginger, right, for 5 seconds. And then it says to turn the speed selector to speed 6. Just show it to you. Scrape down the sides. So in just a few seconds, the garlic has been blended to fine, okay, and the ginger, right? So next, the next ingredient is sesame oil. So here, as you can see, there's a built-in weighing scale already preset here. So I'm just going to pour in the oil. Okay. And then next, so I really like using Cookie Do because a lot of inspirations, a lot of ideas on what to cook. Okay. And next here, the recipes in Cookie Do are all preset. So the time, the temperature has already been preset for me. So it's going to saute the sesame oil and the ingredients for 3 minutes at 120 degrees. And the next is to turn the speed selector to speed number 1. Okay. So Thermomix cooking, all right, the benefits of using Thermomix to cook is actually the low temperature cooking, which will actually retain the nutrients of our food, okay? So general cooking, we always use 120 degrees, okay? So I'd like to ask you, what type of cooking oil do you use at home? Maybe you can type in the chat and let me know what type of cooking oil do you normally use at home. Okay, so some of you may use olive oil, some of you may use vegetable oil, coconut oil. So why do you use this type of oil? Okay, so do you know that if you use olive oil at high temperature, it is actually toxic and is carcinogenic because of the low smoking point. Okay, so I've been a user for more than 8 years now, and the benefits of using Thermomix to cook, because it actually does not heat up the oil at very high temperature. Therefore, it is safe for you to use healthy cooking oils like olive oil. Okay, and even sesame oil. Okay, when you use it at high temperature, it becomes toxic. Okay, so therefore, it is good for you to use healthy cooking oils when you cook with Thermomix, okay? And as you can see here, I'm actually cooking in a dry kitchen, okay? So normally when you're sauteing your ingredients, okay, over the stove, what happens? You will see oil splattering, and then the tabletop, your kitchen hood and all, it's oily. And as you can see now, I'm actually cooking in a white kitchen, okay? So for those of you who like to cook curries, you know, when you want to saute your spices and all, first you will blend your ingredients. So this is actually your food processor, your blender as well. And then you don't need to use the pestle and mortar. You don't even need a separate blender. So you can blend all your chili paste, your spices, your, you know, all the raw ingredients in here. And then after that, add in the cooking oil and then you can saute. So even while it's sauteing, because it's a closed lid cooking, there won't be oil splattering unlike traditional way of cooking, okay? And as you can see, I'm also wearing a white t-shirt. So imagine me cooking curry and wearing a white t-shirt. That is not possible, right? Because I will get curry sauces all over me, okay? And the thing about after cooking, it's a lot of cleaning, okay? And my tabletop now is grease-free. And I'm also cooking right next to my dining table, which is, I've turned on the air conditioning, so I don't need to be in the hot kitchen, okay? So this is the beauty about using Thermomix to cook. All right. Okay, so just a few more seconds. Okay. So next I will add in the mushroom and all the other ingredients. Okay. I can smell the beautiful aroma of the sesame oil and the ingredients. Okay. So just let me show it to you. Okay, all the ingredients here. Saute, flavor, very good. Okay, next I will add in 50 grams of water. So if you're someone who do not know how to cook, all you need to do is prepare the ingredients and follow step by step, okay? And next is put in the mushrooms. So I added more mushrooms because I like mushrooms. So you can actually improvise slightly on the recipe. So if you like more mushrooms, you can add more mushrooms if you want. Okay, and next I would need to saute. Okay, so it's going to saute for 7 minutes at 120 degrees. And then next you see here is reverse. Okay, so what is reverse? One side of the blade is sharp, so it will actually chop. So when you're when you use blending mode or when you're blending any ingredients, you're actually using the sharp side of the blade. Okay, so when you have activated the reverse mode, it is actually using the blunt side of the blade. So it will actually help you stir, okay? So I have many customers asking me that, oh, there's a blade inside. Will it chop the chicken? Will it chop my vegetables? The answer is no when you have activated the reverse mode, okay? So this is a very smart helper, smart kitchen. So once you've activated the reverse mode, it will just help you to do gentle stirring. So inside now, I have mushrooms, but my mushroom will turn out fine, okay? It will not be chopped, okay? All right. And next here, I love cooking vegetables with Thermomix. So when you get your Thermomix, you have to do the stir-fried vegetables, okay? Especially when you cook the greens. So when you go to the supermarket, of course you will buy the freshest ingredients, right? You will not buy yellow vegetables. But the process of cooking is actually very important, because if you were to stir fry, for example, broccoli and carrots, okay? So traditional way, many of you, I know you will actually blanch in water, and then after that you will discard the water, and then you will actually stir fry. So the process of doing that actually has destroyed the nutrients. Why? Because you have already pre-cooked the vegetables, and you all the vitamins and the minerals are actually in the water, and you have actually discarded the water. And then another round of using high heat to toss the vegetables, okay? So with Thermomix, we do not need to do that. It's only one step. Okay, so from the raw vegetables, we place in the Thermomix and we cook for 4 minutes, and the vegetables turn out to be very sweet, okay? And the vitamins and the minerals is retained, okay? So that's why when you get your Thermomix, you have to try the stir-fried vegetables, right? And next, I'd like to share with you on the high temperature mode. Okay, so Thermomix not only can do low temperature cooking, it can also do high temperature cooking for up to 170 degrees. So what can you do at 160 to 170 degrees? You can do things like browning your shallots, the shallot oil. You can do things like browning your meat. Okay, you can also have homemade lollipops for your children. Okay, so if you have young children at home and kids, they just love lollipops, you can actually make homemade lollipops together with your kids. Okay, so we have recipes on cookie dough for that. And you can also do things like caramelized onion. And for those of you who like to eat Garrett popcorn, okay, can we see a raise of your hand? Who likes to have caramel popcorn at the cinema? So now that we can't go to the cinema, we can actually have our own homemade popcorn at home. Okay, so you can actually caramelize, do the caramel, and you can do the popcorn and then add it on to your popcorn, and you can have Garrett popcorn at home. Okay, how wonderful! All right. Okay, so another few minutes more, I'm going to add in the chicken. All right, and as you can see, the closed lid cooking prevents oil from splattering, and also it actually retains the nutrients inside. Okay, so if you're cooking vegetables, we do not even need to add any water at all, okay, because it is a waterless cooking. So after cooking vegetables, you will also have some gravy, and the gravy is actually not water, because we don't add any water at all to our vegetables, but the gravy is actually from the vegetables itself, okay, because actually vegetables have a bit of moisture. It has actually water content in vegetables. Okay, and as you can see, the tabletop is also clean. And look, I don't even have a kitchen hood right above me. Okay, so it's portable. You can actually bring it around. So for some of you who are thinking, where can I place my Thermomix in the kitchen? Actually, you don't even need to put this in your kitchen. You can actually place it on your dining table. You can cook anywhere, okay? And especially now, a lot of you are watching Korean dramas, you're watching your, Netflix. So what you can do is get a trolley and cook right next to your couch, okay? So I have customers who do that as well, okay? So they actually have a portable trolley, they place it there, all the ingredients prepared, and while they're watching Netflix, they can be cooking at the same time, okay? So giving you some ideas on how you can actually multitask, watch TV and cook at the same time, right? Okay. So I hope you are having a wonderful morning with us. And me personally, I think it is really versatile. Okay, so many functions all in one compact unit. So just now you saw how we did juicing, how Ezrin did the mantau, the dough kneading function, and now your German helper can also do stir fry for you. Okay, isn't that amazing? So many functions all in one. I just love using the Thermomix to cook. Okay, so now another 2 minutes, I'm going to place in the chicken to cook for about 12 minutes. And then after that, I will show you the end result, all right? So now I'm going to pass it to Ezrin, who will be sharing the next recipe with us.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm back. Okay, so I let the pao proof for around 20 minutes. So let's see. Okay, so I proofed it like this. Okay, I put my mat over so that it keeps it nice and warm. It looks nice. Can you see? Okay, and the bottom one, so just now I miscalculated. I had 6 on one side and 7 on one side. So one is a loner, okay? So small one over there. Right, okay, so what we're going to do now is, okay, we're going to make potato mushroom soup. Right, so the ingredients, see if your Thermomix is idle for 15 minutes, it will automatically shut down, okay? So now we are adding, so we have here potatoes, some dried mushrooms, butter, and some seasoning. Okay, we have here salt, pepper, and mushroom seasoning, and water. Okay, so just put everything inside. I've already pre-weighed this, but if you are weighing on the go, then just you have this weighing scale function. Okay, so we have here about 250 potatoes, and then 2 to 4 pieces of dried mushrooms. I already soaked it for an hour just now. So just put all in. Then butter, we have 20 grams. Okay. So this is unsalted butter. And some seasoning. Then water, we need 500 grams. So just cover the lid, and then we are going to set this for 18 minutes. Okay, temperature is Aroma. Okay, I'll explain Aroma afterwards. And then speed, we are going to go for speed, maybe 0.5. Okay, can go 1 or 0.5. Okay, so we will remove the measuring cup and put the Aroma dish on top. Okay. So this is considered as 2-in-1 cooking, okay, because we have soup down here and we have pao at the top. Okay, so this is what I love most about Thermomix, other than we have sous vide function. Okay, I love sous vide function. But this 3 or 4-in-1 multi-layer cooking is really awesome, especially if you are a busy working person, or just, I think MCO, everyone is busy at home, right? Somehow we are all busy, okay? So if you don't have a lot of time, you just need around 30 minutes to get a 4-in-1 meal, okay? So if you like nasi ayam, that's perfect. We love our nasi ayam, Thermomix nasi ayam. So you make the soup at the bottom, and you make your rice. We have the simmering basket, okay? You put the rice in the simmering basket, and then we have chicken on this layer in the dish, and at the top, the recipe makes the steamed egg. So if you don't want to make the steamed egg, you can just steam veggies on top, or you can put more chicken on top. Okay, so that is considered 4-in-1. So you can get it all around 30-40 minutes, it's done. Okay, so if you want to cook 4-in-1 meals, usually traditionally, it will take maybe 1 hour or even more, and it's very tiring because every dish you have to be there. Okay, maybe rice you can leave it, but other dish you have to be there to look after it. Okay, you have to stir it. So this 18 minutes, I can just leave it here. It will cook for me perfectly, and it's done. Okay, so here some ideas. You can also make soup. Other than soup, you can also make dessert at the bottom, and then you can steam your potatoes or your pasta in here in the simmering basket. Okay, and you have your veggie or meat here, and then another top. So you can even, let's say you don't have an oven, okay, to bake, you can also steam your cake in the Aroma, okay, inside the dish. It's quite big. You can fit, I think, 18 cm or 20 centimeter around pan. Okay, so I've made I've made marble cake before, steam marble cake in the Aroma before, steam one. It's really, really nice. Okay, so you have to try. It's very easy, it's very convenient, and it saves a lot of time. Okay, so now, oh yeah, Aroma function just now to explain to you. So Aroma, when you want to steam something, we use the Aroma function because it is 120 degrees, but it will release steam, okay? Because you want to steam the food on top, so you must use the Aroma function. Okay, the other function for Aroma is also to thicken sauces, okay? So let's say you cook Olivia's dish just now, okay? Once you remove the chicken, you see maybe the consistency of the kuah is quite runny and you want to thicken it, you can remove the chicken and then run the Aroma for 3 to 5 minutes. It will help to thicken the sauce. Okay, so that's the function of Aroma. Okay, so now I will pass back to Olivia to show you her dish. Okay, see you, and I'll show you later. Okay, we're going to blend the soup after this once it's done, 80 minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to share with you on our different modes we have. So other than the cooking modes, we have also many modes for you to explore, right? So we have a kettle mode. So what's the kettle mode? So the kettle mode is from 37 to 100 degrees. It's unlike your normal kettle, which only boils water to 100 degrees. This kettle is very special. Okay, so for example, you want to boil the right temperature water for example for baby food. Okay, so you can actually turn go to the kettle mode and then turn the speed selector to 37 degrees. Okay, and then it will actually heat up the milk, heat up the water exactly to the desired temperature. So for those of you who like to drink teas like green teas, the English breakfast teas and all, actually there are many different types of temperature. There are different temperatures actually required for actually heating the water. So it's not actually 100 degrees. So for your teas, you can use 75 degrees. Okay. For coffee, for brewing your coffee, for coffee lovers, the temperature is 95 degrees. Okay. And next, we have the slow cook mode. So what is the slow cook mode? So for those of you who like to braise your meat, for example, beef stew, you can even braise lamb shank, you can even braise duck, or even cook a red bean stew for long hours. So you do not need to be standing right in front of the Thermomix to do stirring, to monitor. Sometimes if you do it over the pot, you have to monitor or whether there's sufficient liquid so that it will not burn the pot. So the slow cook mode, we have a lot of recipes of cooking which you can follow. So you can actually adjust from 37 degrees till 98 degrees, and you can cook for up to 8 hours on, it will automatically be set on a reverse mode for you. So have you ever made your own homemade yogurt before? So one of the first recipes I actually made was homemade yogurt, because why? Homemade is always the best, and all you need is a starter which you buy from the supermarket. So I like to use Greek yogurt because of the texture is thicker. So first you need a starter, which is 1 cup of Greek yogurt, and then you just follow the recipes. It's on Cookie Do. We have many different recipes. We have plain yogurt, we have fruit yogurts. And what I normally do is I make yogurt right at night before I go to bed. And in the morning, I have fresh homemade yogurt. Okay. So the fermentation mode, it's from 37 to 70 degrees, and it's up to 12 hours. Okay. So you can even, perhaps make your own cheese as well. Okay. So you can play around with the fermentation mode. And sous vide mode. Okay, so for those of you who know what sous vide is, it's actually a French way of cooking. So normally, when you go to the restaurant, especially Western restaurants, when you order your beef steak or any types of meat, okay, they will always ask you, do you prefer? How do you prefer the doneness of the meat? Okay, do you like it medium, medium well, or well done? Okay, so the reason why, because they will actually sous vide the meat first. So the sous vide method is by using, you can use a BPA-free Ziploc bag, or you can also use this silicone, which is recyclable and reusable. This is called a stasher bag, which you can also buy online. Okay, so basically, you place the meat in here, and you put water in the Thermomix, and you place these bags inside with the meat, and you actually cook this meat at a controlled temperature, all right? So for example, very popular, if you go to the fine dining restaurants, they will always have a 63-degree egg on the recipe, okay? So this is a very popular recipe. So when you get your Thermomix, make sure you try the 63-degree egg, okay? And then you also get sous vide salmon, you can also sous vide beef, lamb, okay? And the benefit of the sous vide method is actually it preserves the nutrients and the moisture, and the meat turns out to be very tender and it's delicious. And after cooking that, you can actually sear both sides of the meat, okay, to brown it, all right? So this is very popular. And to actually purchase a sous vide machine, it will cost you a few thousand ringgit, okay? But now when you get your Thermomix, it is actually built in. It's one of the built-in modes for you. So you do not need to separately get a sous vide machine. It's here, all right? You can have fine dining experience right at home. Okay, and we have a lot of recipes on sous vide on our Cookie Do platform as well. Okay. So, all right. So next, I'm going to pass it to Ping Ping, which will be explaining to you on the price and etc. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, hi, I'm back. What do you think about our home cooking today? You could see that from Sunita, she made wonderful refreshment drink for the family, and it's from pure oranges. And then when it comes to Esri, but she can make bao. Can you imagine getting your hands to making your own bao? And for me, the first bao that I make is Thermomix. The first bun, the first brioche, the first mooncake, it is all from Thermomix. And I'm sure if you get your hands on Thermomix, you will be able to enjoy the wonderful adventure as well. Okay, and we talk about buns today. It can be savory buns. The savory buns that every day it goes very well with soybean milk, and you can also generate your own fresh soybean milk with the Thermomix, right? You can pair it with that. And you're making sweet buns, like I say, it can be plain mantau, or it can be pumpkin yellow color mantau, pure pumpkin puree, all done by the Thermomix. So then you can pair it with something that is salty, like savory, like the crab sauce. You can put crab in here, or the pumpkin soup, or broccoli soup. Any kinds of soup. And then on another day, it will be your brioche, it will be your baguette, endless of exploration. Okay, so you see today, because you are with us today, you are able to understand and see the benefits of Thermomix. Right from here, you could also see that, oh wow, Thermomix is quick and easy. How fast the juice is, how fast the kneading function is, how clean the environment is. Everyone can cook, right? So it doesn't matter if you're just starting to learn how to cook. You can actually be able to start wonderful cooking at home, right? With a good helper, the Thermomix helper. Healthy eating. And Olivia shared about using good quality oil. That's what we want to enjoy at home. And if we cook it right, we will reap the full benefits of the oil. But if we cook it the wrong way, we are in fact burning the oil, creating carcinogen, toxic, in our food. Yeah. So if you have friends as well, who are very particular about the oil that you use, do let them know. Thermomix use good temperature cooking to control the oil. Okay. And then we talk about auto cooking. As we are cooking, you could see that we leave our tabletop where the Thermomix continues to do our job for us. And then space saving, this is our kitchen. It can be just so tidy and so neat and so clean, and even ourselves as well. Okay. The thing is that the most important thing is, I'm sure all of you who have used cooking pots and pans at home, you're always faced with fumes after cooking. Huh? When you start to use the Thermomix, it's bye-bye to all the fumes, right? You have a wonderful clean home. Okay. Now, how do you start to own the Thermomix? I'm sure all of you would like, oh, yes, it would be wonderful to get a wonderful kitchen helper. We have the two ways for you to purchase the Thermomix. The first is a full payment. Full payment, you can enjoy the 6,988 price now. And there is also the financing, which is the interest-free financing, okay, up to 24 months, all right? So you just need to let your advisors know, those who has invited you here, which credit card they're using, and they're able to advise you which is the best way for you, okay? And how many months of financing you go for. So you see, $9 a day, what can it bring us in Malaysia now when you step out of the house? Hardly anything, right? Maybe just a meal, and you have to be very thrifty in what you pick, the choices of the ingredients. ringgit a day now. With the Thermomix, you can create endless recipes, whether you want 3 meals a day, 5 meals a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Wonderful, healthy, happy meals, right? Or just like. And I'd like to share this wonderful piece of news with you. Because of the current festive season, we are also extending wonderful gifts for everyone, which is our purchase and hosting gift. So this is our thermal server. It is 2.5 liter, oval in shape. very big, very sizable. So you could actually use it for a lot of things. I like to use it for my noodles, for my clay pot rice that I cook with the Thermomix, because I can simply fill up this bowl here and fit everything in this thermo server. So it is an insulated bowl, right? Meaning it is hollow in the center, one piece stainless steel, there is no joint. Okay, so it helps to keep your food warm and cold. Now you always start to use one Thermomix, right? So the thing is that this will be a wonderful side appliance for you to have. Once you cook something and you want to free your Thermomix for the next recipe, you could actually put your cooking in here and keep it warm. Okay, you could also keep it cold. If you're making salads, you can put this in the fridge as well. So it works both ways, hot and cold. It comes with a serving tray, and also it looks really beautiful. You can see here, it is worth 430 ringgit. And now when you purchase the Thermomix, you will be able to get this at the purchase and posting gift. Meaning when you purchase the Thermomix, this will be kept for you, all right? Posting is just simply getting 3 to 6 friends to our weekly shows like this, right? I'm sure you enjoy today's show. So friends around you who has not seen the Thermomix, invite them. Okay, so after you purchase, invite some friends and you're able to claim your one. Right? And in the event, if you're going for full payment, you will have even an additional cookbook. Okay, additional on top of the basic. The basic comes de facto Thermomix. So in the basic cookbook that comes with the box, you have 2 choices. You can opt for either the Chinese version or the English version. Right, so do let your advisors know which version you're looking for. All the Thermomix comes in a pre-packed box from all the way from Germany, and they have labeled on top of the box what combination that the cookbook comes in together with the box. Okay, so you need to let us know whether you prefer the English version or the Chinese version. Okay, so once you've received your Thermomix, right, you will see that it comes with all the accessories. And we will also be giving you a personal one-to-one unboxing session. So if it's convenient and it's nearby, you allow your advisors to pay you a visit to do one round of unboxing at the comfort of your home. You can also opt for that. But if it's somewhere further and traveling is a problem and you're worried about safety, then you can also opt for face-to-face using the social media unboxing, or you can use WhatsApp video, or you could use Zoom video. Okay, so we will do a personalized unboxing video. All right, a good 1 hour, at least 1 hour session with your personal self, and getting you comfortably, confidently started to use the Thermomix. So you can tell the advisor, hey, I would like to learn how to make my first bread. Right? I know Thermomix. I've seen Thermomix make bread, and I've never made bread before. It would be wonderful when I receive my Thermomix, I would be able to make some bread. Then your advisor will be able to share with you some great recipes and help you suggest some ingredients that you should get to get it ready. And during the unboxing, you will be going through the food process and have your personal hands-on baking session. At the same time, you will talk on how to care for your Thermomix that it lasts for a very, very long time. How to clean it, how do you remove the plate, how do you use all the different functions. Okay, so all those will be introduced to you and guided during the unboxing. Okay, something that I can never share enough with is the career. I didn't know about the Thermomix career. So for you, most of you as well, I'm sure for you, you didn't know there's a Thermomix career that's available for everyone. Using it is already very wonderful. You really enjoy it a lot. But being in a career is very meaningful, okay, and fulfilling. Like for me, I was from IT. I never knew I would be able to do like cooking presentation and cooking shows. Yeah. What brings me here today is the endless support that I have from the company, and also my teammates. And we learn together, we grow together, and at the same time, this can be your part-time or it can be your full-time career. So I've embarked on the career for 10 years, and I've been here and I've grown. Okay, and it's really a career that you can have a quality of family and work, a balance between both, because over here you work at your own pace. You define which are the days that you work, which are the days that you can't, because you need to have the focus on family members. Okay? So explore the Thermomix career if you have some time. Okay, ask your advisors for the details, and we would be more than willing to share the news with you. Okay. And the next thing is we're talking about the cooking demo. You know, we have this every week. So if you have friends around you whom you feel that, hey, I think they can benefit from the show, please let us know and let them know as well. Okay, maybe they have been investing a lot in organic food, but they are cooking it on the pot and the stove, burning a lot of ingredients, wasting a lot of their investment in quality grocery. Please bring them here. Or friends who are very busy professionals, like how I used to be, always rely on the packed food from outside, right? Let them know, maybe because of you, what you've shared with them, and when they start to use the Thermomix, it is their first time being able to provide quality meals, make their own homemade quality meals for the family. Okay, so or friends perhaps who are conceiving, they are pregnant. You know, when you're pregnant, when you're conceiving, it's very important to eat well. And now, more importantly, to build your immunity. If you eat right, it will definitely help to build your immunity. And at the same time, during confinement, is really the best helper. You know, confinement for Chinese, we use a lot of good quality oil in cooking, which is the sesame oil. And sesame oil cannot withstand high heat. The moment it hits like 180 degrees to 190, it turns black. All right, so it is toxic. When you're recovering from after childbirth, you want to have quality food, right? So, you know, use the Thermomix. Use the Thermomix to give you the best homemade food that you can have. Okay, so for friends who are maybe very busy, children who want a variety, bring them here as well. Okay? We might be able to give them a good solution. Okay, so we can go back to all the chef of today and see the final result, the buns. How did the buns turn out? The potato mushroom soup, that is really the easiest soup ever. And it tastes really, really nice. I often make that every now and then for my kids, you know, with just few ingredients, basic ingredients that you have. All right, and then you know now how the Olivia make a wonderful lunch, right? So we will then be able to, I will pass the speed over to them, and then you can see the end result. Okay? So we will go to Esri.
Yeah.
You already? Yeah.
Okay, so the pao is done. Okay, so and the soup is also done, but I just want to add milk. Okay, we're going to put, you can put 100 to 125 grams of milk. Okay, just pour aside. And now we are going to blend it. Okay, so we are going to blend this for 1 minute and at speed 10. Okay, which is the fastest speed. Okay, 1 minute. Okay. So traditionally, you will not be able to do that on your normal blender, okay, because the soup was really, really hot. you do not want to put it in your blender because it will spoil your blender, right? So just now it was so hot and Thermomix knows that it's really hot, so it goes up gradually, okay, the speed of blending. Okay, so now let's see the texture of the soup, okay? Okay, it's very creamy. This recipe is really, really nice. Okay. Okay. So if you like more mushroom, we can add more dried mushrooms. Okay. Just gonna put a bit of pepper because I love a lot of pepper. And some. So can you see the how? Looks beautiful. Okay, let me just tear the baby one up. Okay. The texture, okay, it's very soft and nice. Okay, so make sure you try this recipe. It's very simple, right? Just 2 minutes of kneading, and you can make soup at the bottom and steam together at 18 minutes, and you have your lunch. So this is my lunch today, and I'm very happy about it. Okay, so now I'll pass on to Olivia. Thank you.
The braised chicken with mushroom dish is ready. All right, I hope you try this quick and simple recipe. So easy to prepare. And as you can see, you know, I can dress up, I can make up, and you know, you can cook a meal. And tabletop is clean, grease-free, and the kitchen is also clean, and you don't smell like food after cooking, okay? So get your Thermomix today. You will have lots of delicious meals, and it's effortless with the cookie dough, okay? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
This Mandarin orange and orange juice is really, really nice. So now you know what to do if you have Mandarin oranges left over from your Chinese New Year. It makes quite a lot. So we have easily about portions for 4 people, and it took only 3 minutes. Super quick, super fast, super healthy. Cheers, everyone. Have a great weekend.
So, I hope we shared good enough information for everyone.
Thanks.
If you're learning, it is a great learning session. If you're here to explore, we hope that we have provided you, I think, a good way to cook at home, get your hands on your Thermomix. And from what Ezrin, she's saying, there was a remark, she said, it's so easy to do. Of course it's easy because Thermomix does all the kneading for us. Yeah, and it's possible for every single home. That's what I want to share. All right, and the buns looks really, really lovely, and it looked really impressive and like professionally made, right? So, please do start to cook well and eat well. And I wish everyone a wonderful weekend. This afternoon, we have a Chinese session. If you wish to, you can also ask for the Chinese session link this afternoon. It's different recipes that we'll share. I will be sharing something from the Malacca, the Nyonya, the Ayam Pongke this afternoon. If you do understand Mandarin, do take time to join us as well this afternoon at 2 o'clock. All right? So I hope everyone stays well and stay safe at home. Till the next round, see you again. Bye-bye.